In this overview, we'll examine how Pandora can be used to step and repeat any of Prinergy's artwork files. So I'm in a job here that has a couple of photo cartons, as you can see, and I'll create a new layout. So let's build it. We'll go Create, New Layout, which launches Pandora. So here I'm in Pandora. Some of the first things we might start using is the shop map. If I wanted to use a predetermined substrate size, I could select it and drag it out. So that's how the shop map works. If the substrate size changes, simply select a new substrate size and we can step to it. New substrate sizes can be created extremely easily by simply giving the appropriate dimension, and they're ready to be used immediately. What I'm going to do, because this is a folding carton workflow, is I'll begin by importing a CF2 file that the art will snap to. To do this, simply import die. Navigate to the location of your CF2 file and open it. Now Pandora is prompting me to automatically create substrate around my die. I'll accept these parameters, but I could always change it if I went to my shop map and selected a substrate size. So now with the imported die, we can see that I have 4 stations. And I want the art to go into these stations, to step to these stations. So I could select art, do a simple drag and drop, and they will snap to their positions. Now, marks might be the next consideration while creating the step and repeat, and Pandora has a multitude of marks available to us. Let me show you a couple of the new ones. We have marks that actually understand the waist area. So what I'll do is I'll select, I could take a color bar that's centered towards the bottom, the center, or the top of my step and repeat, but I'll use the one that finds all areas. I drag out this color bar, and wherever there's substrate not being used, I can use it much more effectively for color readings. So a really popular addition. Another popular new mark in Pandora is my ability to use a die waist mark. It's right here. So often station numbering can be done to identify these stations in maybe a non-printable area like a flap, and we could certainly do marks that way if we wish. But with this mark, I simply drag it out and it will identify all those stations in non-printable areas. And for station marks, if I select the CF2, I can manipulate, what is the starting number in my station. So by default it's 1, but if I wanted 1 to be 5, I could update, and you'll see these station numbers update. You could also change the snake pattern as well, where it starts and finishes. If you wanted to stop lower right, lower left, upper left, and so forth. Let's add a few more marks. Maybe I'll do a color mark. Pandora can do variable marks of Prinergy, where if you like the job's docket number to appear, line screen, date and time later produced. These are very popular marks to be used in Pandora. And the nice thing, if you do use these marks, the Pandora step and repeat, which we'll use again and again, as long as it conforms to the appropriate die shape, then those variable marks will inherit the different attributes of the job. Maybe I would like a color tag. So this is a static mark, whereas the other marks you see me use are smart marks. If you're done applying the appropriate marks, then we can save it back to the Prinergy job. Let me show you a couple of more tools that we have at our disposal. Occasionally, a CF2 might have certain challenges. For example, wherever they intersect, sometimes can have a definition that needs a little bit of help. So I have 3 options with this overlap tool. I can select the overlap section, and if I click above it, then it will print. That part dominates. If I go back and undo it, if I were to select the bottom, then that part dominates, which in this case would clearly be wrong. The third option if the overlaps weren't correct, because I could select it and click the overlap itself, and then it'll do it exactly where it cuts. So 3 quick ways you can help deal with overlap issues. Another tool that I'll use, even less frequently than the overlap tool, is the bleed tool. So when you use the bleed tool right here, if the bleed path on that CF2 is incorrect, you can actually add marks and move it around and manipulate it. So it's very, very handy if a bleed path needs special handling. It's rare that I use it, but again, it's there to help if the step and repeat needs it. If we're done creating our step and repeat, I will save it back to Prinergy simply by closing and saving. As we return to the Prinergy job, we will see it updated with the Pandora step and repeat. So now I see this job fully stepped. Now, nice thing too, if this were a combo job, I could put different cartons to different stations with a simple drag and drop. So maybe if I wanted to remove another one. And then we may want to go to approve to analyze. When we've completed our Pandora step and repeat, and it lends itself to another job, let me show you the Prinergy approach for repurposing Pandora. I'll create a new job. This new job, I will base it on a previously made job by selecting template. This gives me the entire list of Prinergy jobs available to me. So I will clone an existing job. And the job I built here will be based on that job. We'll give it a new job number, and we create based on another job. In this manner, the step and repeat of Pandora will be part of the job upon creation. There's our step and repeat. Now I'll add artwork to it. Select the appropriate pre-flighting color management and trapping parameters for Prinergy to fulfill. And in this way, once we build a step and repeat once, it's ready and available to be repurposed over and over, as in a manufacturing process.